All right, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to go over entering in a vendor into Z MRP. So the first thing you do is you head over to the accounting section of the software. So press the accounting button and then you click vendors. So this brings you to the vendor data screen, and the best way to go through this is just to use a real example. So I have a vendor here that I've selected that we're going to enter into this page. So Samuel Son & Co., they deliver sheet metal, or they distribute sheet metal. So we're just going to copy their name. I have no connection to Samuel or anything like that. It's just we used them for buying a lot of sheet metal when I worked at Price Industries. So we'll put Samuel Son & Co. And each company is going to have their own vendor code naming convention. So I'm just going to take out all of the commas and signs and periods and make everything all caps. But I think we only have 10 characters to play around with. So I'm just going to do SAMUELS001. So that's 10 characters. And the reason I stopped at S is that maybe there's another location for Samuel Son & Co. And so if you put Samuel Son, you might run out of numbers to play around with in your vendor codes. So Samuel Son & Co. is going to be the one at this address. And that will be Samuel S001. So we have to enter in ship to. So again, you have to enter in this data. I've already entered in RRC 0000001, and you put in the address here. And you have to make sure that you click this button here, or this little square, to get a check mark in it. Otherwise, it won't show up right here. So here's RRC002. Let's say that was, maybe the Princess Street campus. We'll enter that one in. Okay, so that's RRC2. So you can add as many ship to addresses that you need, but we're going to choose 001. We'll just save 002, and we'll go back to 001, which is the Notre Dame campus. Okay, and so once I've selected this button, it shows up here. And our bill to will be the same address. So actually, we could get a little bit creative here, and maybe everything gets billed over to RRC002. So that's, since this is checked, it's going to show up here. Maybe I have to unclick and click it again. And we'll save. Still doesn't show up. Well, I don't think it really matters. In reality, it matters, but for the sake of this video, it doesn't matter. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go to type. So this screen is kind of a discount screen. So type 100 is already in Z MRP. This is the generic customer account. So this would be used to monitor your discounts. So your generic customer account, you might have maximum of 10% as your major, and your minor is 5%, something like that. And type code 101 might have a bigger margin of discount to play around with. And you might track your discounts by the type code. So we're just going to leave this blank for now. Currency is also in here, which is quite important. So there's no currencies in this when you begin. You actually need to add it in. So we'll press here, we'll do United States of America, and that's USD, and their symbol is the dollar sign. So the currency is US dollar, and the conversion rate is 1. So we're going to hold the United States of America, their currency, as the standard at 1, and everything will be related to that. So if it's Canada, we use CAD for our currency. It also has a dollar sign, but it's only worth 74 cents-ish. Now that fluctuates all the time. So you'd have to update this code to make sure that you're using this right. Now, if you do mainly business in Canada, you might want to use Canada as the standard currency and set this to a 1. But if you do both business in the States and Canada and any country in the world, it really depends what you want to hold your standard to. It's probably more tied to who you do business with most. So let's just leave this like this. So we'll save it. We'll exit. Oh, took me back here. We'll exit this as well. Go back to accounting. And so the currency that we're going to choose is going to be Canada. There we go. So once you enter it in, you'll get a drop-down box to select from. For some reason, these drop-down boxes now work. Maybe the program's a bit glitchy and they don't automatically work. Anyway, moving on, we have terms here. This one is due on receipt. So when we receive the item, we pay for it. A lot of companies will negotiate, you pay half now, and when you receive it, you pay the full thing when you receive it. So you put half down, when you get it, you get the other half. If it's to your satisfaction. Some things are like, we're going to pay this thing over a matter of time. So that's what the terms of the agreement are. We don't know what it is at the moment, so we're just going to leave the terms blank. And there's also a taxes drop down here as well. So you could change the tax code and description along with the tax rate. So this is kind of helpful. Let's say the tax rate is different in Ontario than it is in Manitoba. Then that means you have to use different tax rates when you're buying stuff from them. So these are all good things to do. Now, a lot of those things fluctuate, so you can start to see how bloated the system can get, because if you forget to change the taxes when Ontario changes their tax system, you know, things can really, you know, you're not going to have the right number on your PO when you cut it, which you absolutely want to have. Okay, so now we're going to put in the address. So we're going to put Samuel and Sons Co. address in here. So you can copy that. And if they had multiple locations, you could copy it into those. So I think all they want is the street address and the city, and we'll move the and the province in this part, and we'll move the postal code to that box, and we'll put Canada here. And then you can put your contact here. So this is maybe the contact is Wendy S, and her email is wendys@samuelsonco.com. And her phone number is 204-555-555. And you can put in other contacts as well. You can even have priority shipping in here. There's so much you can do. Like you could make sure that, you know, Honey Bee Express, you know, picks up this, or you could choose FedEx, or, you know, you could have a primary shipping company, because maybe Samuel likes to use somebody and you would use them. They have an agreement to ship and they get a good rate. So these are all sort of things that happen in the background. You could put confirmation in here, so maybe it's me. So you make sure that I confirm the quote or the PO, or when it arrives, I sign off the sheet or something like that. It's probably my name will be on the PO. You could make it come out of an account. So maybe this is GL0001. And so you have a bunch of account numbers that this PO will automatically draw from. And a couple of other things, there's FOB and taxable. And so it really depends on your business system. And, you know, what you're using it for to be able to fill this in. We don't really quite have all the information we need to do that at this point, but it just sort of gives you a little bit of background of what goes into setting up a vendor. Okay, so the final step is you press save, and then you press exit. So the next time you go in to this screen, you have Samuel S001 showing up first. And as you create more vendors that you're working with, you can add them in. So that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any comments. Leave them in the comment section below. And thank you for watching.